So let's discuss about Olympic, Paralympic and Special Olympics. Okay, we are going to learn about Olympic value education. Here, the Olympic movement is concerted, organized, universal, and permanently carried out under supreme authorities of International Olympic Committee (IOC). It includes International Sports Federation (IFS), the National Olympic Committee (NOCS), the organizing committees for the Olympic Games (OCOGS), and then athletes, judges, referees, coaches, and other organizations, and the people guided by the Olympic Charter. So here you can see three main pillars of Olympic movement. Three main pillars and other members are here as I described. Okay, IOC, NOCs, and IFS, and then other ones are OCOGS, then athletes, officials, recognized institutions. Okay, these are the structures of the Olympic movement. So when the ancient city of Olympia was excavated, a Frenchman, Pierre de Coubertin, started to campaign for the revival of the Summer Games as an international event. He wanted to spread a spirit of Olympics all over the world, the spirit of mutual understanding, friendship, solidarity, and fair play. His views were accepted and modern Olympics were instituted in 1894. This marked the birth of the Olympic movement and the IOC. The goal of Olympic movement is to contribute to build a peaceful and better world by educating the youth through sports practiced in accordance with Olympism and its values. Now just listen a little bit about the history. Okay, let's know history and what is Olympics, Paralympics and Special Olympics. Okay, so this is the site of Olympia. The ancient Olympic Games began about 3000 years ago in Greece. History of the ancient Olympic festival spans from 776 BC to 393 AD. They were dedicated to the Greek god Zeus and were based on the philosophy of balance between physical and spiritual development. They were held every 4 years and continued for nearly 12 centuries. Finally, by the decree of the Emperor Theodosius, the games were abolished in 393 AD. Now about Olympia. The ancient Olympics were held on the plains of Olympia, located in the northwestern part of the Peloponnese, the southern peninsula of mainland Greece. The site takes its name from Mount Olympus, the mythic home of Greek god. That is it is. As I said, it's the mythic home of god Zeus. Okay, and it also had a stadium which accommodated thousands of spectators, and you can see over here, okay, the building here. Later training and accommodation areas were also built here. So this is the closer view of it. You can just see it. Okay, the site of Olympia. There's a myth about this Olympic, ancient Olympic Games, its origin behind it. According to the earliest myth regarding the origin of the games, the dactyl, Heracles and his 4 brothers, Paeonius, Epineus, Laertius and Idas, raced at Olympia to entertain the newborn Zeus. He crowned the victor with a wreath made of an olive tree branch. The other Olympian gods who lived permanently on Mount Olympus would also engage in wrestling, jumping and running contest. According to another myth, the games were founded by Zeus, the chief Greek god, in the memory of his battle against Kronos. The opening ceremony, this is about ancient Olympic Games, began with religious sacrifices and choir singing. Young men from all cities and states participated in the choir competition. Most of the spectators were men. Married women were not allowed to watch the Olympic Games. Each athlete went to the sanctuary of Zeus and sacrificed animals before the idols of Zeus and Pelops. Tracks were then laid out to hold athletic contest. At the temple of Hera, an eternal flame was lit that kept burning throughout the celebration. The games rules for participating in the games were the athletes had to be a Greek origin, non-Greeks, slaves, murderers, and those who did not respect the peace were excluded from participating. Women were forbidden from participating in the games. Once all the men had arrived in Elis of the Olympic Games, they spent months practicing and training together. They had to follow rules strictly, and they were given only fresh cheese and water as their meals. Judges watched the participants and picked out only the best ones to actually run in the races. The competitions were held in running, wrestling, boxing, pancration, a primitive form of martial art, equestrian competitions, chariot or horse races, the pentathlons comprising of running, long jump, discus throw, javelin throw and wrestling. The ancient Olympic Games were held initially for one day. Gradually it was extended, the events were increased and it was extended for 5 days. In the ancient Olympics, only the winner was recognized. The award ceremony was held at the temple of Zeus. The name of the Olympic winner, his father's name and his homeland were announced. Then the judges placed the wreath made from the leaves of sacred olive tree on the winner's head. He also gave the winner a palm leaf. A red woolen ribbon was tied on the upper arm and around the head of the athlete as a sign of victory. The winner was welcomed back in his hometown like a hero. He entered city in the procession riding a 4 horses chariot. He also received additional benefits such as exemption from taxes, invitations to join the political parties. The real prize for the athletes was respect, glory, fame, historical, immortal. The respect was conferred through erection of his statue at the temple of god Zeus. This is about ancient, and tomorrow let me finish with degeneration of the ancient Olympics. Tomorrow we will continue with modern Olympics. The Romans imposed direct rule on Greece in 146 BC. This was beginning the Roman period and the end of Olympic Games. In AD 393, Theodosius, the emperor of the Roman Empire, banned the Olympic Games. The temple Zeus was demolished in AD 426 by Theodosius II. Over the years, deposited rocks and dirt, and then 2 massive earthquakes left the site in ruin and could no longer be inhabited. The site was rediscovered by an Englishman, Richard Chandler, in 1766. It was further excavated by the Germans in 1875, and the ruins of Olympia were rediscovered. Later, these discoveries inspired Pierre de Coubertin, who started the modern Olympic Games. The untold story which I would like to share, when ancient Olympics was conducted, one boy was like his name I am not knowing it. He was getting medals for many number of time. So his mother wanted to watch his event. Those days the athletes used to run naked. So ladies were not allowed to watch the runs, the athletes, but in order to look at his son's performance, the mother had to dress up like a boy. She dressed up like a man and she went to watch his athletics events. While watching, she could see in every event her boy was getting medals, and out of happiness, she jumped and clapped, and her voice made everyone turn back and see that a lady was just in front, and she was punished actually. And this one event which I heard and read somewhere, and I am discussing with you people. So later on her memorance only ladies events too started. So let me gather the information. This you need not write in the exams, but this is the extra information which I got from my professor, and I too read in some books. So thank you all of you. Tomorrow we will have modern Olympics, okay, the modern Olympic which is still carried on. Okay, so thank you all of you for joining me. Like it, share it and subscribe it.